Let's pretend that we were talking the whole time. Right?
Yeah.
Tell us when we're on, Ian. We're on. Well, yeah, that's basically all we have to say about the eclipse.
Yeah, I think we said it all.
Yeah, I think we said it during last 10 minutes or so. Anyway, yeah, we are aware that we dropped signal. So,
But we're back. We need the chat back.
yeah.
We had a little hiccup in our fiber optic internet service.
Yeah, what the hell?
We were able to get chat with the guy at the other end, and they flip the switch or do whatever they do.
Well, I
over
chatted
there.
with an AI.
You think it was an AI?
It was. They said it.
Okay.
It's a chat bot.
Oh, it said it was a chat.
Yep.
That's good.
So anyway, I highly recommend that if you get a chance to go see totality somewhere on the planet, that you do it because it is inexplicable. Pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple of things that I've seen in my life where it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you see a picture of it, it doesn't prepare you for the full real life experience. Before today, before I think the full, totality is now my number one. Like you have to see it in person.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, my number one was the Grand Canyon because I've seen, who hasn't seen video and pictures of the Grand Canyon a million times? But when you're standing there before the Grand Canyon, also depends on the lighting and everything. But I remember, it's absolutely amazing. But when I was there, we were on the part where there were a lot of the condors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see like the condors flying
Inside
the Grand Canyon, it gives you a better sense of scale, and you're like, oh my God, that is like, you just were unprepared for how massive and gorgeous it is. And totality was the same thing. No picture could really, prepare you for it. No description. We'll try. We will try to describe how we react to it, but it's still. I was not prepared for it, despite having spoken to many people with using all the flowery words about how amazing it is.
Yeah, you can't describe it in words that can really give you the feeling and the vibe of what happens.
Just see it. Just see it. You will not be disappointed. The other thing is, I've chatted, either in comments or whatever with a lot of people. Like I saw 90% or 95%. 95% of coverage is not 95% of totality. You know what I mean?
Totality is on or off.
Yeah, exactly. Something magical happens, in a metaphorical sense when you get the total coverage of the sun. In fact, we were watching it creep towards totality, and you get to that point where you see just that bare little sliver of sun. And just that tiniest amount of sun that is showing still washes out the moon. It still, creates a lot of light. But when that last little bit is covered, you get totality. It's a completely different phenomenon. Completely different. So I don't care if you saw 99% coverage. It's not totality. It's not. It's just not the same experience.
You're saying we need full coverage.
Full coverage, right?
Yeah. So in that moment, like, so we're wearing our glasses, and then when you can't see the sun anymore because the moon has covered it, you're in totality. So we are all like, okay, take off your glasses. We took off the glasses, and when I dropped my glasses, I looked up and I saw that, immediately tears came to my eyes. It was. I guess it has to be the most beautiful celestial thing I've ever seen.
Definitely the most amazing celestial thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, without a doubt. So go check it out if you can. I mean, look, we know it's going to be a long time before it's in the United States again, but a lot of listeners out there are all over the world. Like, it's going to happen in Iceland, it's going to happen in Spain, it's going to happen in
2 years. Yeah, in 4 years it'll be in Australia,
New Zealand, Australia. Yeah. We would like to go to all of these places.
Yeah. I'd definitely like to go a couple more times. The other thing is, like, for this experience, I didn't do a lot of photography because I didn't want to be obsessed and distracted by that I just wanted to experience it. Obviously, everyone had their cell phone out, were snapping pictures.
Yeah.
A couple of people there were had solar filters and were taking some pictures. But the next time I won't be as anxious, about like having to experience the whole thing. I still want to experience it, but I will feel more comfortable diverting some of my attention to like doing some good photography. But yeah, first time. I mean, again, you could bring your camera, but Don't obsess about it. Don't let that distract you from just enjoying, because it goes fast. So we had over a 4 minute totality,
Yep.
and that still felt like it went fast. Yeah, and that was long for a totality. You may only get a 2 minute or whatever of totality, and you don't want to spend that time futzing with your camera settings or whatever. The other thing I'll say in terms of advice is definitely a good pair of solar glasses is very good, because then what they were good for was checking in to see where the sun was,
Yes.
how much
Yep.
coverage there was. You could just easily take a look and say, okay, we're at 80% or whatever. But if you really want to get a look at the sun with the transit of the moon, I found the best experience was with the binoculars. They're just the handheld binoculars. You could look very quickly, and you could see the sun close enough to see sunspots, right? You could really see like the texture of the sun, and you could see the a little bit of coronal activity, and then. What I would do is, you get, because any eclipse like binoculars or eclipse glasses are solar glasses or solar binoculars. You don't have to use them only during an eclipse. You could look at the sun whenever. So I've been doing that. I got them like a month ago, and I've been looking at the sun, every now and then, looking at sunspots. There's not a lot of sunspots actually. We have pretty minimal sunspot activity, but also I got good at it. It's hard to find the sun with the glasses.
Oh, it is very hard.
But I got good at it, so I could just almost go straight to the sun. You sort of develop your sea legs there, because otherwise, like, there's so much glare, like you can't really look directly at the sun. And
Well, with those types
and
of
it's
binoculars, there's no referential.
there's no reference. It's just black, 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 black,
And then you see the sun.
and then you see the sun, right? So some people did find it a little bit challenging. But you'll have plenty of time to get good with them, practice with them. If you're using a solar filter on your camera, practice with it, on the sun. Of course, during totality, you don't need anything. It's just, unaided eye or regular binoculars if you want to take a closer look at it.
Do you want to see the photos that we got?
Yeah,
let's
let's see.
do it.
Let's see some of the photos.
So
that we
let me see if this shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should be able to see these photos.
Yeah, so there you can actually see some of the cloud cover there too.
And that's transiting off. That's not on its way out.
That's on the way out.
Yep.
That's right. Unless the image is flipped, but
No, that's the opposite. Because the moon. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is transiting off.
Yep.
Right.
yeah, it came in from below and then passed
Yeah.
above.
Unless it was flipped. but I
Yeah,
don't
right.
know.
Unless it's
I
flipped.
think- yeah. So
No,
then.
I think it's probably not flipped, and that was way
Yeah,
after
I
the
think
moon.
this was. I meant to put it in line. So this is what we caught during.
Yeah.
Now stop there.
Yeah.
So you look at 5 o'clock,
Mhm.
just to the right, of 6 o'clock. You see that little red dot?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a solar flare. That's like a prominence on the
Prominence,
surface of the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and we could see that with the naked eye. It looked just like that. Like, and a couple of people said, "What's that red dot there? Is that real? Is
Yeah.
that like an atmospheric effect? What is
So
that?"
when we were there and when we were looking with your bare eyes, that was very purpley.
Yeah, you could see. Yeah, you could see it. And
It was
then we
much
had
more pronounced.
we did have a pair of high zoom binoculars,
My wife took that picture.
and when you
Yeah.
look at it with that,
So I have that photo too. That's this.
you can see. Yeah, you can
Look at
see
that.
you can
Yeah.
see the
See
prominence.
all these, and they're like moving. Like you could see them,
Oh, they're moving. Yeah, for sure.
and that's
Yeah.
like what, like a couple times bigger than the Earth.
Yes, what we're
Like-
looking at there. Yes,
Oh, easy. Yeah.
that was a good little bonus there. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's insane to see it with your eyes. And it's like it's more than just red. It's like piercing purpley red. I don't know. It's weird. Such a weird color.
Yeah, but a couple of the profound things to think about. So we're on a planet
Mm-hmm.
where our moon is the exact right size and distance from the Earth that when it does transit the sun, it perfectly covers the sun.
All right, now hold on,
Yeah.
because I'm actually doing a TikTok on this
Okay.
today as well. Don't use words like perfect,
Mm.
because it isn't perfect, and it doesn't exactly cover the sun.
Well,
The
close enough.
apparent sizes of the Earth and the sun overlap,
Okay.
and there are times when the moon is actually larger than the sun.
Yeah,
But
but
the
you know,
apparent size, I know what you mean, but the thing is, you're using these, you're using a little bit of hyperbole. But the reason why as science communicators, we have to be careful.
You're right, you're
Because
right.
people use that hyperbole. They see intelligent design. It's perfect.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay.
That's the whole point.
Look, you told me before we started today, don't talk about Trump. I'm not talking about Trump. Let me talk about the freaking moon. So yeah, Steve's right. I mean, you can't. You got to use proper language here. Like,
But
I'm speaking romantically.
I know. I
Like,
know.
We're in it. We live on a planet that this setup right here that we have with the
Yeah.
sun and the moon.
It's close enough that you get this gorgeous totality.
It's ephemeral too, like
Yeah.
millions of years ago and millions of years in the future. You know, those aren't the exact things, but this didn't always happen.
Well, we
Like,
looked it up.
Yeah, how many
The
years is
Earth
it?
will continue to get total solar eclipses for another 600 million years.
Okay, I know that's a long time,
That's a long time.
but it's not forever. It's not. It's not like if you're on Earth, you get to see it.
Because
like
the moon's moving away, so it's
Yeah.
going to get smaller and smaller. But at some point, we'll get only annular eclipses. There will
Yep.
no longer be total solar. But it's six. We have some time.
But it's just
600 million
remarkable
years.
that we're here. We know what we're looking at. You know, we have a technology to enhance
Yeah.
our experience. You know, we know how to protect ourselves. Like all these things that people 50, 60, 100 years ago don't know what we know. We're super lucky that we could experience things like this. And it is, you know, just because we're all skeptics and most of us are probably agnostic and atheist, you know, we could have spiritual like encounters, and this was one of them. You know, it really is a wonderful thing, and it is really cool to do it with people. You know, if you're alone, it's still going to be incredible, but if you're with people that you care about to share the moment with,
Yeah, it was an emotional moment.
yeah,
It is because it is like again, our version of spirituality is like the majesty of the universe, the awesomeness, both in size and complexity, in beauty. You know, absolutely. And this is one of those things where it is, you know, a poetic moment, if you will. You don't have to believe in intelligent design or in fact, that to me that takes away from it. The fact that this is just a 100% naturalistic event, to me, makes it more awe-inspiring.
I mean, as soon as I saw it, I started tearing up and crying a little bit, and I turned to my wife, and she turned to me because we just wanted to see each other's reaction, and that to me, that 3 seconds right there was my favorite.
Yeah, sharing this with
moment, yeah.
everybody also makes it special.
Yeah, so that's no moon. So think about doing this, guys. I mean, you know, I know that we traveled far, but we had business. This was a business thing. I mean, we would have probably driven up to Maine if we stayed up here, if we didn't have those shows that we planned. And we went to Dallas specifically to avoid the weather.
We went there because that statistically had the best chance of clear skies.
Yeah. So we did get it. We got it. We got lucky because, you know, statistically.
I know we know a lot of people who got clouded out.
Well, George was like an hour south.
He was at Austin.
He was in Austin. Or was that a couple
3
hours? 3 hours?
3 hours.
So, yeah, George only got to see totality for 15 seconds.
Right. But which is better than 0 seconds.
Yeah, he saw it, though.
So there is this phenomenon. Yeah, I think when Jay said, I don't know if the stream was still going when he said it, when the during totality, the temperature drops and that causes an atmospheric effect, which tends to disperse clouds. That's probably what happened in Austin because it was raining and cloudy, but right at the last 15 seconds of totality, the clouds parted so that they could see it. So it parted right where the totality was. So that was probably that atmospheric effect.
Yeah.
And I think we had a combination of those two things in Dallas, where we just happened to hit a clear patch of the day, but I think it was emphasized or by the totality itself. Yeah.
So we've been actually talking like maybe we'll go see one again.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere else. You know, we do like to travel. This group that we have likes to travel.
Yeah.
We really are into it. So, we'd love to plan some shows, New Zealand, Australia.
Well, yeah, we think either Spain or Iceland. I think the next one, 2 years, in August, is going to be one that it'll be mainly in the Atlantic Ocean, but it will clip Iceland and it will go through Spain, just barely touching Portugal. Also, I think on the other side, it'll go through part of Russia, but that's probably not going to be a travel option for us. I think it's 2026. Yeah, that's what that's.
Who here?
I think just in terms of like where I would like to go, we've been talking about like how beautiful Iceland is, and Iceland in August would be amazing. But I looked it up, and the cloud cover is like almost guaranteed. It's constantly cloud cover in August, and it's something like statistically, it's like 70%. So that's not
That's not an option.
that's not a good place to go if your goal is to see a total solar eclipse. Going someplace with 70% cloud cover is not a good idea. So we'll have to check the weather in different parts of Spain, and maybe we'll end up going there.
But I would always go back to New Zealand and Australia too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's in 2028.
Yeah. Well, still.
2028.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see.
So what do you want to talk about today, Steve? Did you want to show some video?
Yeah, I have some other video, but it's not letting me get it just yet. So we have some TikToks that are eclipse related, which we could go through. Well, you want to do that for a formal one, right?
The one where they're saying like the eclipse is perfect.
Oh,
one
yeah.
I want to do is a
perfect.
formal one, and as well as the they don't wear glasses.
So yeah, maybe we'll
Which is
go
stupid.
through some of the other
But there's other ones we
stuff,
could do.
and then also I have a video that from the whole event that maybe we could play for everybody. That might be fun. I threw it together. If I can get this thing to play, hello. It doesn't want to play. Okay. Well, just talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I have something I wanted to tell you guys.
Yeah.
So when totality happens, I've heard a lot of people describe it before I experienced it myself, but they said it's like nighttime. It really isn't like nighttime. It's like twilight,
Yeah, it's more twilight
It's-
would be a better description.
but it has a greenish purple tinge to it, which I've heard Evan and Kara explain as well. I think it's part of the phenomenon.
It's also the light distribution is different than any other time because it's light around the horizon 360, but dark directly above. Whereas usually on an actual twilight, it's light over there and dark over there. It's light towards the sun and dark towards the west. But
So
this was different.
That was really cool.
That was part of the surreal environment of the whole thing.
The temperature dropped. Then we took our clothes off and started killing people. It was really, really cool.
Then the festival starts.
Yeah, the festival. Ian, what's happening technically with you? Watermelon?
It failed when I was exporting it, so I have to export it
Oh
again.
my
So we'll
God.
just do that
I mean, what the
again.
hell?
And then also TikTok said we used somebody else's content, and I'm like, you're a liar. So I'm gonna restart.
What, are
TikTok.
pictures of the freaking solar eclipse that millions of people took pictures
Like,
of?
I think that's literally what they flagged. They were like, oh.
Even though we took the picture
Even though
from
we
our
took
own
the
camera.
picture. And I peeled it, and nobody actually looks at this shit. So I'm gonna restart TikTok. Sorry, TikTok.
Okay.
Go to YouTube. There we go. And but yeah.
But it looks the same as the other pictures.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
like
how
it's the
that
same
happened.
thing. Yeah, no duh. Ding. I don't know what else it would be. So yeah, I cut together a little 10-minute video which has the entire our reactions to the eclipse, and has some other fun little doodads in there. So we'll watch that in a second. But was there another eclipse thing that we wanted to, or maybe some of these other weird videos, or any of those other weird videos?
I didn't have a chance to look through them, but if you
Okay,
could play
I'll
any that
pick
you
up-
think are particularly fun.
Yes, let's go.
Some are crazy.
Some are, well, come on.
That's
all of them are
TikTok.
crazy.
Yeah.
Here, let's see what this guy is on
What
about.
does this guy have to say?
What's this freaking guy over here?
Didn't know that you didn't know part 9. 75% of the mass of a human brain is made up of a substance called myelin. And myelin is made up 100% by cholesterol. I'll leave it there. On a separate and complete...
I think he just like goes through like some facts and then some other things that are a little like question marky. So we'll just see if there's anything that's question marky.
And where's he heading?
Who knows?
Is that true what he said, Steve?
I don't know the percentages off the top of my head, but yeah, there's a lot of myelin in the brain. Myelin is the insulation around the axons, and that it allows the nerves to conduct quickly.
But what's his point in saying that? Like, then that's bad? Like,
or that, I don't know, maybe that cholesterol is not bad. We shouldn't be obsessed
He
with
does
it.
this thing like on a completely and unrelated note. Is something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's kind of alluding to them being, I don't know. So anyway, or why is he stringing them together? Here we go.
completely
This should be
unrelated
louder.
subject. Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative brain disease which destroys brain cells. Now, Alzheimer's never existed until 1979,
Not true.
and yet now it is one of the leading causes of death in Western societies.
It's not true. It's a lie.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody on the internet lied?
Yeah. So he just kind of does this.
They're saying they can't hear him.
I turned it up. So
Okay.
is it louder now? What did he say? We can't hear.
What did he say?
Wait, look, she deserves to hear it, for Christ's sake.
Olivia, you should be able to hear it. Tell me YouTube and all the others if you can hear it, including Discord.
It was a little soft.
Yeah.
Well, he's a soft-spoken
he's
guy.
soft-spoken. Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
dropping facts, and that has to be
Yeah,
quietly.
no, he's dropping them, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
On a separate and completely unrelated subject, margarine was first invented in 1869 because Napoleon wanted a cheaper and longer lasting fat for his armies to travel with. It didn't gain popularity until the Second World War, when butter and other animal fats were scarce. Grew in popularity in the 50s, but by the 70s the animal fats in it had been replaced with vegetable oils, because obviously animal fats contain saturated fat and a lot of cholesterol, so they wanted to offer a lower cholesterol alternative. I'll leave it there. On a
So
separate
okay,
and
so
completely
he's trying to
unrelated-
say that because of margarine, because we
Okay.
took the cholesterol out of
Oh.
margarine, that's what's causing Alzheimer's disease. Because he
Oh.
found this correlation, which is not true. You know who Alzheimer's disease is named after?
The old.
Alzheimer's. Do you think he was alive in the 19th century?
You can't prove that.
I mean, come on.
I think it was something like 1906, right? Was the coining of that term or something?
So therefore,
Perhaps? Maybe earlier.
eat margarine or don't eat margarine.
I mean,
What's he saying?
I guess he's saying don't eat. You should be eating fat and
Okay,
butter.
We are against margarine. Okay.
So this is that tactic of
Oh my
like,
God.
this is all for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So he's just like,
I'll just leave that right there.
Right.
It's
Just
like,
leave it
dude,
there.
dude, come on, just say it. Say what the freak you want to talk about.
right.
You know what I mean? I'll just,
Just being coy.
yeah. Why? But why? Why even do it? What's the whole
But
point?
but that's just the way the human brain works. Like you think you see this alignment of facts,
Right.
and your brain wants to weave them together into a narrative,
Could
right?
you-
but then you don't do, which is fine to as like a hypothesis. But then what scientists do and critical thinkers do is they then test the hypothesis. They say, well, is this really fucking true? How about let me check some of the basic facts first of all. And then if that were true, what would that mean? Is there a correlation between, whatever, eating margarine and Alzheimer's disease or anything? And none of this is true. It's all nonsense.
Steve, don't you dare take away from this guy's ability to be angry over nothing. In the United States, we get to be fucking outraged for no reason. That is the way we
get
roll.
to make up stuff to be outraged
Yes,
about.
because we have to be outraged. If we're not outraged, what other emotion could we possibly be feeling?
We need to be outraged that we can give our money to people and vote for them.
Oh my God. It's the fact that there is no cholesterol in fake butter that is causing Alzheimer's. Whoa. Oh my God.
Old timers disease.
Old timers disease. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you
Don't even
what.
get me going on that. Oh God. So we noticed a few things about Dallas. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
mean,
you done with this guy?
Yeah, we're done with him.
All right.
We made his point.
That was easy.
I mean, there was a few things I noticed. One of them was that it's dirty. Like, and I mean actually dirty. Like we this one ice cream place we went into.
That wasn't downtown though. I mean,
Look, dude, it was Dallas.
that place was filthy.
It was. I have a picture. I can prove it. It
Like
irks me.
that would never fly here.
it
No,
was a little sketch.
it
was sketch.
irks me to think that somebody owns that business and they were perfectly okay serving ice cream at this place. And I don't understand. I don't get it. And it was disgusting.
Yeah, it was a little disorganized.
But we ate the ice cream.
Still like the ice cream.
Still ate the ice cream.
Yeah.
But we
Doesn't
were
matter
all
whose
like,
finger was
should
in
we be eating this ice cream? This is all a bit icky.
it. Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
But the hunger for the ice cream over.
Should I send this to you, Ian?
Did you rename the 2024 folder?
No.
Okay.
I would never do that to you.
I would. Yeah. I would,
This
you would
one
never
sums it
do
up
that to me.
nicely. I mean, I have others, but just show that picture.
Oh God.
And can you click on the chat of the Windows thing is open and obscuring the chat?
Okay, so Ian and I very deliberately, we're like, we want Tex-Mex and heavy-hitting barbecue experience. This is what everybody says is good here. We went there, and literally, the only good food that we ate
You took a picture of it.
was a little kitchen connected to a tire shop.
That nobody else wanted to eat at because they were like, we're going to get food poisoning.
We went to
I was the
expensive
only brave
restaurants.
one.
We went to medium expensive restaurants. We went to a relatively
I
inexpensive.
mean, that good restaurant I went to was good.
No,
Yes, it was.
All right.
no.
I had my meal was fine.
You probably, yeah, I think you lucked out.
Maybe you ordered something that tasted good there, but like,
Well, listen, it was a steakhouse, and I had
Oh, the
steak,
steakhouse.
and
Yeah.
the steak was good.
well, they
Maybe it was your,
It could have been.
no, but
Did
let
you
me-
not order steak at the steakhouse?
Do you
Is that
eat
the
Brussels
problem?
sprouts?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get Brussels sprouts, when you make them at
Were
home,
they roasted?
or they're roasted.
No, they weren't roasted.
Well, what were they?
They were like pan butter, like not even fried, like just like
Okay, so
they're mushy.
when you get Brussels sprouts, what do you get when a plate of Brussels sprouts is put in front of you? What are you getting?
A plate of Brussels sprouts.
And then when you describe a Brussels sprout, what is it?
It's like a little ping pong ball size.
Exactly. Guess
thing.
what I got?
What?
Literally. My whole thing of Brussels sprouts was all of the leaves that fall off and got really burnt. That's what they scooped up and put in a bowl and put on the table in that restaurant.
Yeah.
How can that possibly happen? Like, for someone to do that means there's something wrong.
You got the Brussels but no sprouts.
I-
No sprouts. Is that what happened?
No sprout.
Yeah, I got the crap, the shit that I throw away in my house. Like,
There
no
we
one's going to
go.
eat this crap, and I don't
Here
even
we go.
serve it.
Here's a view.
Look at this.
Here's a view.
Look at it, people.
There you go.
Look at that.
Just
What?
a little bit of splatter. Just a little.
But what the
Yeah.
Christ? What the? Why?
John Smith says those were the best parts of the Brussels sprout. I mean,
No, not in this situation.
but it was all what I saw of his was just butter drenched, like
It was.
Well, it
nasty.
might be a cultural thing going on here
All right,
as
well.
well, Jay.
Okay, well, I don't agree with it. But check
But
it out, guys.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
How does this happen though? Like, what manager?
Well,
would
you
walk-
see when they put the ice cream into the blender, it spins around really fast, and
I get
that
it,
causes it to-
but I have never seen that before. And what I always do see people do is they spin that thing and then they wipe it down.
they
after-
wipe it down. That's
they-
the thing.
Yeah,
It's-
but
yeah, it's total. Yeah, yeah.
This is incompetence and bad management. That's what that is.
I agree. Yeah,
Um,
that's unacceptable. Because and the other thing is, it's like if you have a restaurant where the food is being prepared right in front of the customer,
Yeah, especially.
right, which is the way this was set up. This is like we weren't peeking in the back. This was right behind the counter.
I was right there.
We were standing right
Yeah.
there. Like this is what the customer is seeing. So apparently, this is acceptable.
Mhm.
And I don't know if this is an anomaly, if
Yeah.
this is a cultural thing, or I don't know if this is the exception or the rule. We have too little data from our perspective. Maybe somebody who comes from Dallas can give us more information.
I mean, I would imagine that they'd have to clean it every night, right? Someone has to go there and clean it all up.
Yeah,
But what the
they
hell?
get their weekly cleaning in there.
Yeah, they get there. So anyway,
But like when you go to Cold Stone,
yeah.
like they clean up the entire counter between every preparation.
Not according to Ian.
No.
well, no,
No.
I got food poisoning once from them.
Oh, okay.
But-
How do you know it was from them?
I don't know. It was the last thing I ate, so it's like it's a bias.
but you could have been delayed.
It could
Last
have been
thing in,
delayed.
first thing out. Yeah, so it's possible.
Certainly could have.
And they could be practicing cleanliness there, but one employee didn't wash their hands. That could do it,
Right.
All right, so let's talk very briefly about our incredible experience in these 3 shows that we did.
Yeah.
So first of all, we had one extravaganza and 2 private shows. We met, we probably had about 800 unique people
Something like that.
spread out across these
Those 3
shows.
shows, yeah. 'Cause
And-
it wasn't total overlap.
And I made an observation to Steve and Ian that there is something wonderfully homogenous about the people who come to our shows. Everywhere we go, every state that we do them in, there is a commonality between them.
Yeah, I don't know that I would use the term homogenous, but there's this skeptical template that gets laid on over whoever,
Yeah.
whatever regional or culture or country variation there is.
But I mean, in an incredibly good way. I
In a
meant.
good way, yeah.
I
That
didn't
wherever
mean-
we go, it's like it's our people.
yeah,
right.
like they all everybody's polite.
Yeah.
Everybody,
They're polite. They're critical thinkers.
they're trying.
know,
they want to
they're
have a good
reasonable,
time.
yeah.
They're
They're
talking.
happy to be there.
They're talking to other people. They're socializing. It just was great. It was just a really, batteries charged type of situation. And we took pictures with everybody. We signed a whole bunch of stuff. Like we really did meet everybody that went. Most
like
of everybody. It seemed like it to us. And it was really freaking awesome. Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, Sharon, I get it. I used the wrong word. I haven't slept in 4 days. All right, what are you going to do? You going to send me cookies? You probably should.
We actually had, there was actually more diversity in that crowd than we usually see.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's still, it's still overrepresentation of white people.
But more and more. I mean,
this crowd, I think, was better than most of the skeptical events that we've been to.
Yeah, yep.
Which is good. We're trying, and we had that conversation, and this is one of the things that we're constantly trying to do, and it's not easy, and it's hard for, for like white people to know how to get more people that aren't like them, people from other subcultures, into their subculture. But also, it's like, okay, but we want to meet you where you live, but I'm not sure how to do that, right?
That's a good question. Olivia.
Yes, Olivia, we did.
A lot of people.
A lot. Far away. Steve, what did George
plenty.
do? George said who traveled the farthest, right? So we had a guy
Part
from
of the extravaganza.
guy from India,
Finland, Germany,
Australia,
Australia, New Zealand. I think the guy from Perth is coming the farthest. We had to actually figure it out.
Yep.
But there were people from all over the world there.
Which is, wild. That's like tens of thousands of miles, or 8,000 miles, I think.
It was a lot.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and
it was
then
about 50,000 miles.
And then so we were really curious because we did sell a lot of tickets this time. That's why I had to add another private show. So George asked the crowd, "How many of you are from out of state?" And it was like
most.
Yeah, most people were traveling to Dallas to see the eclipse, specifically for the same reason we did, because of the weather, potential. So that was interesting. So that's why that happened. But it was wonderful. It really was an incredibly good time. Not one hitch the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Not one bad thing. When you do production work, like there's usually something. Right. What did the guy call it at Weta?
The fucking.
The fucking happens. Something happens unpredictably.
There's always minor little insignificant things, but there was nothing big enough to be disruptive. So no fucking happened. Yeah. It was not Tim Minchin, unfortunately.
No. I would love to do a gig with him. He'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so you're going to slide into some
TikToks. There's some other TikToks we could run through as a discussion point. I can't get this thing to export. It's being mean.
Well, we're disappointed.
Yes, and I'm sad.
Wolfie F-bomb.
Wolfie. Oh yeah, there's a F-bomb. Any F-bombs get a Wolfie square. We haven't played Wolfie in a while.
Oh, you're right. We should do that. We should do that next time we do the live stream.
Let's go to this next one real quick. Let's see not this guy.
Oh yeah.
Cheese here.
Shredded cheese.
This is filtered water. And let's pour some water over the pre-shredded cheese. Do you see that water? It was completely clear. And now look at the water.
Oh my God.
This is what all that anti-caking agent is.
Studies show that.
Oh Lord.
Are you kidding me?
Jeez,
Did she just say that pouring water over shredded cheese, like that stuff is supposed to be bad for you? That's cheese particles. That is cheese particles coming off of the cheese that you poured water on. What?
Yeah, well, she's saying it's anti-caking agent. Well, how does she know that? How does she know that's anti-caking agent? Have you tested it?
You stopped on the perfect frame, by the way, Ian.
And the other thing is, let's say it is anti-caking agent. So what?
So what?
Yeah.
And then they throw the chemical names up there. I'm not seeing anything up there that sounds scary.
Aluminium.
Steve, you can't pronounce the third one from the bottom. You can't pronounce it, so it's got to be bad for you. Polydimethyl siloxane. Okay. What is it? What is that? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's not bad for you. It's not bad for you. I'll snort it right now.
Or at least it's edible.
Oh, whatever. It's just that it's artificial, therefore it's bad, which is not a good heuristic, right? The flip side of that is it's natural, it's good. That's also not a good.
But
heuristic.
but when you zoom out just a little bit and you look at what we just saw, we saw someone pour water over shredded cheddar cheese,
And it came out cloudy.
and because the water wasn't perfectly clear,
yeah.
there's something wrong.
Sure, there's a lot of suspended protein in there. Probably a little bit of fat. as
Exactly.
well.
I mean, I don't
the
think there's
starch.
anything I eat that you could pour, maybe a hard-boiled egg before I crack the shell, that you could pour water over that wouldn't do something to the water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It says it's mineral organic polymer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, thank you.
But I think
PDM
organic in the
PDMS.
chemistry sense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it says organic. They should like it.
Yeah, right.
All right. So that one's
Yeah,
one's a little
silly,
little
silly,
goofy,
silly,
little
silly.
goofy goof.
Outraged. She's outraged.
Here's a fun one. It's kind of related to the eclipse.
Okay.
But not really.
The following video was captured by Donnie in Odessa, Texas on March 30th, 2024.
What is that,
It
Steve?
captures something really weird, what
Oh my
looks like
God.
something shooting into our atmosphere. The
Yeah.
question, though, was, what was it?
What was it?
I don't know. Take a look and tell me what you think this could have been.
Check this shit
All right. My first comment is, if that's real, because we live in a world now where we can never take any video or
Right,
imagery.
right. It may not be real.
It may not. This whole thing could just be fake. But if that's something, there's a lot of things it could be. It could be a contrail from a jet. It could be. It could be.
It could be a meteor. It could
meteor.
be something that of a re-entering satellite, a stage of a rocket coming back in.
It could
But
be. It could
but
be.
let me understand
yeah.
what I'm looking at here, though, Ian. So that second one there, was that a video where they zoom in on that?
Mhm.
This part?
He probably
Yeah.
did it with his iPhone. It looks
I
like
think
a,
it's
it looks
his
like a phone
iPhone.
zoom.
But that's a still picture. Okay, so
Is it? It might be. It might be live.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
an
looks- he's
iPhone
zooming. Yeah,
zoom in.
it's moving. Trees are moving at least.
oh yeah, the birds flew by. So that doesn't make any sense though. Because then that makes that's a static
That
phenomenon.
is static. Yeah. I mean,
So it's not something falling in.
well, some people in the comments. I mean, obviously, there's wackadoos who are claiming it's related to the eclipse and it's like the coming of whatever, the demons or whatever.
Yeah, here they come.
But some people are saying that it's a Starlink satellite that like deorbited and then blew up, and then is just like the cloud remnant of it, like.
Okay, that makes sense. That's as good as
Dismantling.
any other thing that we came up with.
And then, I mean, it isn't moving, so it could.
It's not
be-
moving, so it's not a meteor.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But so that's a live video of something. It looks like it should be shooting into the. Yeah, I guess if it's a trail, like a smoke trail and an explosion, but still you would think it would be dissipating a little bit.
But
even
the
over
whole premise, though, right? This is like TikTok at its worst. Like somebody puts a video up and they don't know what they're looking. What? Take a look at this shit. Like they don't know what they're looking at. Okay, that's one thing. Then somebody sensationalizes it and puts creepy music over it,
Yeah.
and therefore something nefarious is going on. Something's going on. It's like
Wonder
no.
if the internet knows what it was.
Someone said the moon blocked the sun for a bit. It was nice. That's basically it. Yes, you want to. Somebody said that this is Jesus re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
Going ham on it.
that's it right there. That's a mic drop, yo.
Jesus
um,
is back, bro.
He's back,
Jesus is back.
and he's taking his
Gonna
processed
be
cheese with him.
mad.
You don't want it. You put water over it, and you don't like it. I'm taking it back. You don't
eat
deserve that
that
anymore.
cheese. Why is this so busted? Anyway, okay, so that one, that's that.
Okay, so there you go.
Steve looking stuff up. He's currently
He's trying to figure
on the
out
hunt.
what that is.
We're on the hunt.
It's all just TikTok videos.
A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launches the Util satellite, 36D satellite from Florida on March 30th, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same time.
Okay,
But
that
this is
sounds
in
good.
Odessa, Texas. I mean, would you see it from
Nobody
Kennedy
knows.
Space
No.
Center? Who
Nobody knows.
Well,
Ian.
I mean, on a flat Earth, you would, obviously.
Yeah,
But
of
on a
course you
curved
would.
Earth, no. So there you go. Flat Earth proved.
Yep.
We got flacked. We got smacked by TikTok again.
For what? What did we do
They
now?
said we used some copywritten content. I'm like, you're
This
a
is
liar.
TikTok. We're allowed to
You're
use
a
other
liar.
people's.
Yeah, it's free. It's fair use.
All right, let's do another one.
So actually, it was before we even played anything. So
I did my shower video.
oh yeah, this is
The shower guy.
here
Oh
we
yeah.
go. Shower guy. This is into fluoride stuff. So we could do a quickie with this one. Let me record the
Mhm.
TikToks. That way we're getting some use out of it. Steve's still on the hunt.
You guys remember when it
No, I
snowed in
couldn't find it.
Texas a few years ago? A bunch of people thought the snow was fake. Wow.
Oh, they burned it. Remember they took a snowball and put a lighter underneath it and it turned black, and they're like, oh, see? It's not melting. Because it's like the combustion particles like get all over it.
Yeah, the carbon.
Doesn't-
Carbon
yeah,
got, yeah.
Doesn't melt fast enough to...
I mean, God, we live in a world where people really just don't know anything about
it's like,
science.
hey, Google is free. You could look it up.
I saw someone shoot a flamethrower at snow and it did nothing.
Yeah,
Did nothing.
true. All right, here we go.
I did my shower video showing that you absorb more chlorine from showering than you even do drinking chlorinated water. And I had some doubters. My friend Gary Brecka said, Dan, you got to do this test to show how fast you actually absorb chlorine. And yes, it affects the thyroid immediately. You're going to want to share this with your friends. This is chlorinated water, and this is a chlorine test that we're going to compare this white one right here with this scale. You can see right now it's measuring 0. Okay, in the water for 2 seconds. Already it's turned dark, so this is safe to swim in, as you can see across the scale. Here's another brand new strip, perfectly white. Hand goes in the water. When I did this, I thought, okay, you probably have to keep it in there for at least 10 minutes, like a shower. Not the case. Keep it in for about 30 seconds. Your body's absorbing this chlorine, and it's going directly into the bloodstream. Chlorine is a halogen type of chemical. Oh, and by the way, bromine, they also put in pools and hot tubs. Bromine is also a halogen chemical, basically interferes with thyroid hormone. Okay, now let's do a retest. You saw that was just about 30 seconds. There's 2 seconds according to the directions. Pure white. Look at that, pure white. Absorbed all of the chlorine.
That's
in
nonsense.
that glass of chlorinated
That is just
water.
nonsense.
You absorb the chlorine, it affects your hormones and thyroid. Debate over.
Wait a second. So therefore, if I went over to that glass and I sniffed it, it wouldn't smell chlorinated. Wait, his premise is he absorbed the chlorine.
All the chlorine out of that water.
No
No.
way. No.
That's nonsense.
There you go.
The shower guy is now formally called the chlorine guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Jay,
that's-
debate over. He said it. The debate
It is, though.
over.
We don't even need to say
he
anything.
proved it. He put a thing
You
in
got
it.
it, man.
Yeah, we don't have to like measure chlorine levels in your body. We don't have to
No.
see if
Check
there's,
your thyroid.
study to see if it affects thyroid function. We don't have to do any science. He put his hand in the glass for 30 seconds.
That's it. Done. Internet science, done.
Got him.
It's all
Take
coming
that.
out now. It's
Take-
all coming out now.
Take that, science. Oh, this was maybe we'll save this one. This might appear on the show. So
yeah.
it's a little
This is
hidden
interesting. I
internet.
just need to see how real this is.
Yeah, because it's 4 time. We could download all of Netflix in like a couple minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Denied. Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
Here we
Yes,
go.
a new study has corroborated that plants do in fact scream audibly when you harvest them. Plants are way more complicated than we give them credit for in terms of both their interaction and perception of the world and their memory. We know they're capable of differentiating from a wide variety of sounds, including rain, insects eating them, and human speech. Some plants even have sight, very similar to our own, and a form of memory in order to recreate that picture. That is a mimic plant that can actually mimic plastic plants, which they have no physical contact with. They have to be able to see them. As for plants screaming, it's believed that these audible perceptions are on a frequency that plants are better able to receive, so they can tell other plants that there's danger and kind of help their community to survive the incoming threat through changes in gene expression. That might include pulling resources away from their leaves or even creating toxins. While many will say that plants don't actually feel pain because they don't have a nervous system like us, pain is really the perception that your body is being damaged and being able to receive that information and act. Plants can do that. They also really don't like being touched, so stop hugging trees because it causes them to pull resources away from their leaves and stop growing. So just quit touching them. No touchy.
I mean, some of the stuff seems probably reasonable. But
I mean, I think it sounds like
little-
there's a kernel of truth at the center of everything she's saying, but then she like takes it 1 or 2 steps beyond that, to
yeah,
like
it's like-
hyperbole.
She said plants have eyes, though, and
But plants
they
can't
don't-
see.
They can't see.
But does I mean, obviously they perceive light,
Mhm.
but and they could react like hormonally or whatever to light. Plants will grow in the direction of light. Does that mean they're seeing like we do? No, they don't have anything resembling the kind of image processing that mammals have. It's just that's not a good analogy. It's just it
just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Plants are different. They're just trying to make analogies like they're screaming and they feel pain.
They're in pain.
And whatever. It just doesn't work.
The plants are outraged.
Yeah, they are a different
protesting.
form of life.
Look, we eat plants. What does she
Mhm.
want us to do? We eat them. What do you want me to? What? So therefore, what? Don't climb trees. Don't walk on grass. What about when we cut the grass? Are we murdering grass? What the? What do you? What?
It's grassicide.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? You know, you're born. You go to school. You sit in all these classes for all these years and everything, and then you get to a point where you're saying like, don't touch plants. How do you get to that point?
Well, maybe she hates vegans. She actually is pro meat and just like stop killing plants.
Can we eat rocks? I mean, what?
Yeah.
I don't
Although she
know.
doesn't really say like, and therefore like what.
But
she,
you can't help but do that though. Like she says all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like, what's the point then? If there is no therefore, then why even say it? You're not saying it. Hey, cool information. Guess what plants can do? This is really neat.
yeah.
It was all under the auspice of, don't touch plants. Don't fuck with plants. Like what? Why?
Got Michael. Got Michael in the TikTok shot. Yeah, she probably was joking, and then it was just like so dry that none of us immediately saw it. But
Maybe, yeah, but we decided long ago that when we see these videos that
Yeah.
we're just going to take them as if they believe them because that's how they're
it
being
is.
presented.
Yeah, it's so dry sometimes. They're just like, okay.
She speaks for the trees.
She speaks
She
for the
does. She's a tree whisperer
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
But either way, I mean, some of the stuff is interesting, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe don't go too far.
They've gone too far.
Put it into
Oh.
perspective.
Are we saving this one for TikTok?
Which one is that?
The glasses one. Stop.
Is that the don't wear glasses
Yeah,
one?
My
the
glasses.
Don't wear glasses, guy.
Yes.
All right, we'll save that one.
Okay.
So don't watch that one. Oh, that's the same one.
Yeah, yeah.
The longer you wear glasses, the more plants die.
Yeah, the more. Do you want plants to die? Do you?
So here's something you could tell.
So here's an interesting one, which I'm not really sure about. So
Sure that it's real?
yeah, we were tagged in this a couple times. That basically men's teeth and women's teeth are different. Very
Okay.
different.
Okay. Here we go. Here we
Not
go.
just like physically, I think. A lot of pH stuff. So this is a little bit of a long
Can
one. So
already
let me
tell
know if you want
she
to
knows what she's talking about.
pause. She is apparently
A paralegal?
A dentition?
a dentist. No, she's apparently a dentist. I mean, doctor.
Dr. Dentist?
She's pretty big. She's in Austin, Texas, so I don't know how much we can
Oh,
trust her
boy.
to Texas.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know about that. Unless she knows a good enchilada spot.
All right, let's hear what she's got to say.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Here we go.
So here's something you could tell all the men in your life. Women's teeth are very different from men's. This is why this is important. Hi, I'm Dr. Ellie, and I'm here to help you avoid unnecessary dental treatments. I hear all the time, and it amuses me, but it's not funny. Women telling me, hey, I take so much care of my teeth. I always attend dental cleanings. I floss, I brush, I do everything I'm told to do in my teeth. I have cavities, I have gum disease, gum recession, all these problems. And there's my husband or my fiance or my boyfriend. He doesn't even clean his teeth half the time, and he doesn't have any of these problems. So why is this?
Because men are
Well,
inherently
let's go
superior
back.
to
Let's
women.
Edit that out, TikTok.
TikTok, don't worry.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke.
That
it was very
was
dry.
That was a joke.
Yeah. All right.
I already.
All right, but why? So why is that?
Why
All right,
is
here
it?
we go.
Yeah,
Let's
Because we
take a
have
step
thicker
back.
enamel.
Let's take a step back. Yeah.
Are you stepping back? Or
Yes,
are
we're stepping back.
Okay,
Ready? Here we go.
Let's
Take
here
a
we go.
step back. I was at dental school in the 60s, and it was fascinating because I was trained to believe that the pH of our saliva was 7. It took me years, and it took me to get a pH meter and actually test all the people that I could find in my environment to discover that women's saliva pH is not 7. It's frequently 6. It's frequently 5.5. What does this mean? This means that an acidic saliva in your mouth, the liquid in your mouth, can be the very reason that your teeth are weakening, that you are promoting plaque in your mouth, that you're getting gum disease. Acidic saliva is really damaging to oral health. The reason dentists believe pH of saliva is 7 is based on studies done in the 50s. And what were these studies done on? They were done on dental students. And who was a dental student in the 50s?
Men.
Not women. Women really, even when I went
White
to dental
mans.
school, there was 1% women, the rest were men.
Right,
In the
but
50s, it
so
was
this
pretty
could be
much all
true.
men.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So when they tested the saliva of men, they have a pH of 7, 7.4, pretty much all the time. If you're a woman, you need to understand that your salivary pH fluctuates. We have cycles just like everything else in our life. There are times when it's better and times when it's worse.
Okay.
And the challenge is
So what do you do
contending
about it?
with this acidity in our mouths.
You got to
that
rinse
does
with
everything
my
we don't want to
vitamin
do.
mixture,
Softens our teeth,
dental
makes plaque
rinse
grow.
pH
So what do we do
razor
about
for women.
She does tend to have like some other naturopathic stuff on her TikTok that I've seen thus far.
Yeah.
So it's one of those cases where it's like she probably is trained, she knows a lot, but then weaves in like the little kind of like whoops into the holistic naturopathy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
You know?
Yeah, but that seemed all like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have the information. to
Yeah, I don't know.
if
Yeah, I'd have to look into see if so is the basic claim true? I mean, it doesn't sound implausible. You know, there are hormonal metabolic differences, sure. So it could be true, but I don't know if that's ever been validated or not. If it is true, like the basic claim that women have more acidic saliva or more fluctuation in the pH of their saliva, does that have a negative effect on oral health? That's a second thing that would have to be investigated before we just jump to the conclusion that it's true. So again, that one's not implausible. It's just you have to actually do the research and close the loop on these things. You can't just say, "Oh, look, I found something," and now I'm going to just make all kinds of conclusions based on that without doing any investigation.
This is National Institute of Health said that the average pH values in native saliva according to the menstrual cycles were 2 to 5 days 6.8, from 6 to 17 days 7.0, and from 18 and more days 7.17.
Yeah. So that's a much narrower range than what she was saying.
Yeah. But who knows? We don't know. We didn't do the research.
Right.
We don't know.
But it is true that in the 1950s, most medical research was done on men, and actually well into the 80s, and even I don't think we're at parity yet.
No, we're not.
But part of it was because, again, part of it was just that medicine was a male profession, and it was very male biased. And then, when at the time I was going into medical school, it wasn't so much that as a lot of studies like we're not going to do women so that we don't have to worry about accidentally doing research on a pregnant person, right? So it was just about risk management. It's like we're just going to do men, that way we don't have to do a pregnancy test on everybody and all that. But it still led to you're only studying men. Like we can't extrapolate to women, just like you can't do research on adults and extrapolate to kids.
Yeah.
And
they do animal testing on mice, and you can't do a one-to-one extrapolation to people either. We're just seeing trends and things. Okay, so I think we're past the tooth lady now.
Yep. Okay. No more teeth. Here we go. Next one. Let's just go down the line. Let me stop and save this recording.
How are you able to tell which one of these are man-made?
Oh, yes. This is a fun one. Guess who's part of this one? Guess who he's talking to? Can anybody?
Avi Loeb.
No, but maybe a similar vibe.
Hoagland?
Maybe not as.
Is it InfoWars?
No.
Joe Rogan.
No, not as respected as Avi Loeb, but of a similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've done some stuff about
That's
him.
a big category.
Roll it.
And he's been there. He's been around for a minute.
Let's see it.
All right, you'll see it. You'll see it. There we go. And 3, 2, 1.
How are you able to tell which one of these are man-made versus ET?
At a great distance, you would know. If you're up close enough, the man-made ones are going to have components, protrusions, electromagnetic. Often there are going to be seams, welding marks underneath. There could be pipes and other things. It's very clearly a man-made machine. The extraterrestrial ones, seamless. They're extruded in this process of how they create them. Even the light they give off is very different because it's coming through such pure material science.
Yeah, but show me a picture with those
Technologies of
details.
Material science.
They
that
did,
are-
Steve.
Those are not pictures.
But that's all they got. That's what they got.
All that's nonsense. It's not as if we have. The whole point is the UFO pictures are all blurry blobs and nothing.
Oh, so you don't believe any of it?
No. I mean, what is he distinguishing between?
This Steve, there is a fantasy life in his head.
Yes, that's what's happening.
He wants other people to believe because he's clearly describing firsthand information of alien spacecraft because there's no pipes and exuberances or whatever he said, like electrical things, pointy things coming out. It's all smooth. They don't make shit pointy in other planets. It's all smooth. Of course it is. How do you think when they fly through space, you think they want that drag?
I mean, it's a little silly too. I mean, he's basically describing like 1950s hardware, right?
Yeah, yeah, like all those images of UFOs that they showed in here. I don't know who made the video, whatever. Whoever person decided to put that imagery in there, that is like exactly what Steve said. If you watch the day the Earth stood still, that's the spaceship.
Yeah,
that they're showing.
Yeah,
because that's what they look like, guys.
That was an old buddy, Stephen Greer.
Yeah, that's great.
For a while.
I mean, until I watched this video, I didn't know that alien spacecraft were just smooth and extruded. I mean, it's now I know. I mean,
it's so simplistic, though. It's like, well, we know the difference because human, technology looks like stuff that we're familiar with, and alien stuff looks exactly like you might imagine it would look like if you were a science fiction writer. That's how we know the difference.
Of course, it's got to look different.
Right, but it looks like the cliche of future technology. That's how you know.
We don't make anything smooth. I mean, look at an airplane.
Yeah. Well, here, let's listen to the back half because that is an interesting point that we'll see what he says. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Someone might need Steve.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just. Okay.
Got it.
All right, here we go.
That are far beyond. Look at what Stephen Digna talked about, that Raytheon device. Out of 1 million people who would have seen or touched that thing, 1 million of them would have said it was extraterrestrial. No one would have thought we had that kind of technology. But that's how they've been getting away with doing the, quote, alien abduction hoax. The way they've been able to do it is have technologies and also creatures. Those are man-made. They're used for their psychological warfare purposes.
So,
oh man, talk about going off a cliff.
Yeah, that switch is awesome.
I mean, but because he's wearing a suit, I trust him, though,
So was he saying that, well, yeah, there are man-made things that look alien.
Yes, they do it
but
to fool you.
made that to trick you.
To trick you.
Right.
Somebody said, get those pipes out of there. They won't believe it.
Right.
Smooth out those rivets.
Now take that alien that we made.
Not because it makes it more aerodynamic, but because it will trick people into thinking that alien technology looks like our technology.
And abduct people with the fake alien and the fake ships that we have, with the technology that they don't think that we have, to make them scared so we could do psychological warfare on our enemies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talk about complicated, man. Just go out to McDonald's and get a hamburger and just stop thinking about this shit,
It's like whatever you see. It's like that quote from Full Metal Jacket. Anyone who runs is a VC. Anyone who doesn't run is a well-disciplined VC. It's like you just adjust your criteria.
Yeah.
Like they always come out at night, except during the day.
Yeah.
It's like that Simpsons quote. You could adjust your criteria just ad hoc to accommodate whatever the evidence is.
Of course. And that guy can sit there and say whatever he wants.
But what about this contradictory evidence? Well, that was made to fake the evidence.
Of course, it's fake. It's fake them
It's
out.
fake- it's a
Psychological
fake out.
warfare. What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah.
You get abducted by a spaceship that has pipes on it, and you're going to be like, this is bullshit, right? It's the pipes that give it away all the time.
What he didn't say was that the aliens, they just put these unnecessary pipes and and stuff and wires and doodads on their ships so that they look like they're hiding as native technology.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Therefore,
That's why they don't look like alien spaceships, except when they do, and those are the fake ones. So the alien-looking ships are the ones we made to look alien.
Yes.
And the real alien ships look like human-made.
Yes, you're finally getting it.
Yes.
We've been talking about this for years, and you finally, it just clicked. Jesus, what the hell am I going to do with this guy? All right, so
that's
okay,
a fun one.
we have learned a lot today already.
We sure.
I mean, I feel illuminated,
in a way. Yeah, I feel something. I feel something somewhere.
Next time I kiss my wife, I'm going to be like, what fucking pH is her mouth? Maybe I ought to get that.
Gargle with some bicarbonate of soda.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Bicarbonate, yeah.
Okay, I do have the video, which we could watch, or we could do another TikTok.
I have to leave very soon.
All right,
So do the
let's-
video, and then I'll do
let's do a
TikToks.
video.
Jake
It's a
will
little,
leave.
it's got some time on it, but let's let me find that.
Do the
grab
highlights?
this.
The highlights.
It's essentially, it's not too long, but let me just get this in here and here and here. So this is our eclipse video. I'll post it also.
Nothing embarrassing happens here. does it?
We'll see.
That was only a couple things.
We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Can we hear that? No, we can't hear that. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it.
Josh
Wait.
is gonna love this.
Wait for it. Wait. Oh, I gotta set the output. I do have some fun stuff that happens within it. Oh, voice meter. That's why. We want it to go out. Behringer. Boom. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now
There
we
it
should
is.
be able to hear
There
it.
it is. See, now look at the sky.
Let me-
About a half hour before this was taken,
Mhm.
the sky was completely covered in clouds.
Yeah.
We were
That's true.
so lucky.
We were very lucky.
But even now, like there's some clouds, and they would occasionally go in front of the sun, and we're like trying to figure out, is
Is that the hole that
is
we're
there
gonna see
are we
through?
going to be in a hole when the total eclipse happens?
Yeah.
Dr. Kara.
At
that's
some
right.
point, Ian's going to play this video. I
I
don't
will
know.
play. Okay, we were talking. Okay.
We're going to talk as it's playing as well.
Still not here.
We're not going to sit here and watch this for 10 minutes. We're
Wait
going
a minute. Maybe I can't play it. I don't know why.
We don't need to hear what everybody's saying.
No, it is. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. That's not time for that. Okay.
Mhm.
That's. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? It's probably this. I have to advanced, and I have to go to video, and I have to monitor it off, and then monitor it back on.
I mean, why wouldn't the Tex-Mex and the freaking barbecue in Texas be good? Why?
I had a barbecue turkey sandwich that was good, although it was funny because I'm like, I'll have the turkey sandwich. I'll take that with some lettuce, pickles, and onions on there.
Okay.
And I got the turkey and bread.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'll
Like, there
forget
was,
you.
I
You're not
just
gonna
ignored
give it to
everything
me.
else. It's like, this is meat here. We give you meat, maybe between some bread, and we'll give you some bread. But that's it. It was meat and bread. Don't ask for anything else.
Steve, we went to a heavy-hitting...
But it was good. And then we did the Tex-Mex that we had. There's that one restaurant they went like that.
Rudy's?
Not well. That was
That was
Rudy's was the
barbecue.
barbecue.
Nah, I
That
didn't
was
like it.
the Tex-Mex was fine. It was good. I mean, I wasn't blown away. I mean, I've had good Mexican
But we
food
were
here
in the hub,
Connecticut.
man. We were in the hub. We were in the place where everybody I've ever heard in my entire life, man, you want barbecue, go to Texas. It's like, it doesn't, the stereotype failed.
I think
Failed.
we have too few data points.
No, we ate all weekend. 4 days. We were...
Yeah, but just in Dallas. We should go to Austin.
Forget
I
it.
don't know. All right, here we go. The audio's working. Here we go.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Neck's gonna hurt tomorrow, but I don't care.
Kara, what do you think about your role in the universe?
That's a strange question to bombard
All right,
somebody
fine.
with.
Goodbye. Come on, all right. What do you think about bacon?
I thought you were going to ask my role in the
No, well, the bacon looks
just
good
to
too.
prop up Steve so that he can continue to function.
That's very accurate. Too accurate.
Clouds are moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're still going though. But I mean, like, it's
patch over there.
Yeah. 120. Well, 119, but we got 20 minutes, I guess.
Oh, yeah, this is
Right? Is it 140 or what? Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this is already a success.
Yes. Jay, thoughts?
Well, I saw 3/4 of an eclipse
Yeah.
so far. It's
Mhm.
possible that we get to see it. I'm very excited. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is incredible.
Yeah.
I got it.
Did we hand out all the ones that people that need those? I see, like, I saw it for a millisecond. Oh, it's back.
Is it?
I would think it'd be a lot darker by now.
It's a little dark.
I can see it.
Dylan, thoughts on the eclipse? Thoughts?
That's my son.
I think, number one, I think it's really cool and unfortunate right now that it's being covered by the cloud boots, but we could still see it, and I'm glad that I gave people glasses
That was
to
nice.
see it.
That was dope of you.
And it looks really cool, and I'm waiting for the totality to come, but my favorite part is when everything is going to be in like a greenish purplish light, because then we're going to look at everything. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a once in a lifetime experience.
That's true.
It's really awesome.
I mean, I
life.
can't see how we won't see a glimpse of it at totality.
There's a hole coming.
Bob, is the curse broken, or what are we waiting for?
Partially broken. Partially broken right now.
Totality. We have to wait. Okay.
That's the.
See no
We
hole.
got 20 minutes.
Everybody got their glasses? I know, I'm so sorry.
It's happening. The curse.
And then
Bobby, curse is broken.
we'll tell you guys when it's safe to take your glasses
Oh, we are. Let's do it. I can't.
Wow.
Ready? Oh, shush your mouth.
Yeah, stop talking
So
about
as
that.
bright as the sun is, that's like at 98% coverage.
Yeah, exactly.
And it still looks like the sun.
Yeah. Here comes the countdown too, and it's just like a normal day.
Keep your glasses on. Keep them on. No peeking. Keep them on.
Oh, it's getting narrower.
Keep your glasses on.
Keep your glasses on.
Keep them on.
All right, we got it.
Keep them on.
Way.
Holy Whoa.
Oh my God.
Not quite.
Not quite. Not quite.
You can get a little, but not quite.
Now.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Can we look now?
Oh my God. Holy crap.
That's amazing.
It's too dark.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's so dark.
And look at the sky. It's clear.
Wow. That's crazy.
But that's not showing what we were
You can't
seeing.
see. You can't
That is
tell.
like impossible to capture.
You can tell that it's darker,
That's a planet.
but it's way more impactful than what you're seeing.
Oh my God.
As you sit down at the bottom,
Yeah, you can see that.
it's almost like the sun.
Yeah, the camera's not picking
Is
it.
that a planet or a star?
I don't know. There's two.
Yeah.
Bob.
Doesn't pick up the black hole.
Bob, what is
In
that?
the
on
sky.
the
Yeah, there's like a
right?
black hole with a corona
jibber.
all around it. You're just the camera. You can't pick all of that
That's
out.
true.
This might be Saturn on the left.
Yeah, I was trying to adjust it in the moment, but it was just
Guys,
like,
what is that red dot on the top?
Oh yeah, I don't have regular binos. Does anyone have regular
Yes.
binos?
There's a red dot on top. What is that?
Oh, it's
So the reason why that was fast was that was the last like 1% of the
Yeah.
coverage.
exactly.
Because it looks like it's normal, and then boom, you're in totality.
Yeah, this was the picture that we were shown earlier.
Yeah.
And that's what you could see it with your naked eye too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you saw the corona more. This was with the with the filter. But
Bob, you're excited.
It's really active. The sun's really active.
I'm not an astronomer.
Yeah, Bob. Those
wow, that's
plasma.
crazy.
Check it out, Bob. Check it out. Oh my God. Check it out in the binoculars. No.
Bob, check it.
All right.
Check it.
This was officially worth it.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I'm next.
Look at the prominences. Holy
No, I thought I was. Oh, you're next. You're next. You're next. Oh.
There's a red dot on the bottom now, right?
There's a bunch on
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, look at the bottom of it.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's true.
Twilight at 12 o'clock.
So this was a full 4 minutes. Like,
Yeah, we had a 4-minute.
it doesn't
totality.
feel like it, but it was. You can kind of see the dark dot right there, but it's still hard to see.
You can see the
On the
corona
camera.
stuff coming off of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. Steve, was it worth it?
Oh my God.
Right?
Did you see that, Bob?
Yeah. Steve was in awe. I
yeah.
think it got colder. I think it just, it felt like
Jay,
dusk.
thoughts?
It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I didn't know it was going to really look like
Nobody
that.
does.
Nobody does.
That's why we try to tell you, but it's
Because
hard.
it doesn't happen until
You
it
can't
happens.
capture it either, too. Like, on the GoPro, it doesn't look like this. It's crazy.
Oh my God. You know how rare that is? We're seeing what?
Yeah, there's a mass ejection on the bottom.
Look in the
there.
thing,
There's a
yeah.
prominence, like a red fiery prominence. Where's the binoculars?
I got binoculars in my hand. I don't know what
Don't touch it.
Bob,
What?
what's it usually called?
What, the prominence?
Prominence.
Yeah, prominence. Yeah.
Trying to come up with what to tell your niece. How to explain it to your niece.
I've never seen
This was the first one for most of us.
Yeah.
Kara had seen it before.
It's just that
How much more
prominence.
time do we have, guys?
A couple minutes, probably? 2 minutes, maybe?
They said sometimes
Nope.
the sun drops.
I was totally off. It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it went by fast.
here. Yeah.
What is that purple light? That red purple light?
No, that red thing is a prominence.
That's a prominence, Jay. Look, did you look?
Yeah, look in the.
At the bottom, you see a prominence.
What is it though?
You'll see it's the sun's circle.
Yeah, it's like ejection, right?
It's an ejection from the sun.
Yeah, we saw
There's a
aliens.
few. That one's the biggest one, but there's a few. Oh, can you imagine being in that plane right now?
That's
That would be awesome.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay, guys, be careful.
We need to get ready.
Yeah, someone take a look at the time because it looks like the sun's
don't
going
get
to
it. Get 'em on.
And it's over.
Glasses on.
That was it.
Glasses on, kids.
Whoa.
Glasses, kids.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely necessary.
It'll hurt your eyes.
Put your glasses on. It's very important to put your glasses on. Good girl. Good girl.
Wow.
Olivia, look.
I wanted more. It's too short.
That's as good as it gets.
Well, we're going to Australia then, I guess.
You know what I'm reminded of? I want more light.
And Spain. Or
I'm
Iceland.
so happy. I'm literally crying right now. I'm so excited and happy. Holy shit, Bob. That was freaking amazing.
Yay, good job, Moon.
Oh my God.
Think of all those other sucker aliens that don't have the perfect lined up sun.
I
moon
said
thing.
perfect.
You said perfect.
I
And.
shouldn't have said it.
Beautiful, beautiful. That could not have been better.
Yeah, we were talking about what if you were.
That was
Totally,
crazy.
we
Like
totally
perfect
worked that out.
patch. The curse is broken.
Bob,
Curse.
Curse is broken.
The curse.
We dodge a bullet.
Yeah.
The curse is broken, meaning regression to the mean.
Yeah. Just normal, Bob.
Just normal randomness.
I never thought it would be that. Like,
No, makes sense.
like,
It's almost
as soon
over.
As it happened, as
Like
soon
10
as I saw it
seconds.
for the first time, it was like mind blowing to see that. I've never seen anything like that.
It's like such a soft light.
Yeah.
It's the most surreal thing I've ever seen.
Anyway, so that was that.
That was good job, man.
Yeah,
that was fun.
It was cool.
Yeah, but it's
fun
like,
to have that.
but you don't see the what we were seeing though. That's the thing. It's like,
Yeah,
like
it
we're
doesn't
freaking
catch
out, but it looks like a small sun. But it's really
It's
it-
It's weird. I
yeah,
thought
it was so beautiful because
Yeah.
you had this black hole in the universe surrounded by the halo with the lighting. It's like you have to see it with your eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd picture a video, even when you get because we showed pictures of the eclipse, and it's like, yeah, okay, but you have to put that in the sky. You know, it's just no picture has ever captured what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like even these ones, let me try to bring up a couple that we had previously, you know, like this one. I mean, none of these really get the sky at the same time, you know.
And like again, like the corona didn't look like that.
Right.
That's like all washed out.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it has a different texture and color and everything to it. Yeah. So definitely make an effort to see one.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
some point in your life.
Definitely. And possibly in 2 years, either in Iceland or Spain, come with us. And then 2 years after that, Australia.
Yeah, I mean, we are tentatively planning.
Both of these.
You know, in addition to doing events attached to like solar eclipses, we're talking about doing events attached to other either natural events or scientific phenomena or other events, whatever things where you come see the SGU, you see a show, and something else amazing happens at the same time. So that's just in the idea stage right now. But yeah, we are inspired by the eclipse, by the whole eclipse weekend. Everything went so well. Like we have to make that happen again, somehow. Yeah.
But it was like shortly thereafter, we were like, where's the next one? Like, aside from me saying it was like all of us were like,
yeah,
we gotta check it out.
Yeah.
And anybody else who's seen the eclipse, let us know, or seen multiple. Is it better viewing in the middle, right? Like Steve, you were saying that there's astronomers, right? That
well, I mean, I've been doing some additional readings since this came up because like if you go to Iceland, you're going to be on the edge of totality, but if you go to Spain, you could try to get towards the center line. There's definitely an advantage to being closer to the center line because you get a longer duration of totality. And since we're talking between 1 and 4 minutes, usually something like that, it matters,
Yeah.
But if you get close to the edge of the zone, the totality zone, you get to see more phenomena for longer. So there's a beating effect that happens when you have just like a rim of the sun, and rather than seeing a line because of the uneven surface of the moon, you start to see like these beads of light, and that is much more extended if you're on the edge than if you're in the middle. And there's also like before and after, you do get this kind of green light that happens, or green purple light around the sun. And again, that apparently is extended for a long period of time if you're closer to the edge. You have better viewing of the prominences. So it's a shorter totality, but more cooler stuff happening around totality versus maximizing totality. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but there's something to be said. I think it seems for both viewing. The problem with Iceland is the cloud cover. It's supposed to be pretty high probability of cloud cover, which isn't good.
But Iceland is so beautiful in general, so it's like, who knows? Do we risk it or not?
Yeah, right. It's like, I'd really like to go to Iceland, but I really don't want cloud cover.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have no plans.
Spain is pretty cool too, and we'll be near Valencia. I think is like the biggest
Spain would be
city.
Beautiful too.
Biggest city on the path, at least. All right, let's get to some.
Yeah, we have 2
TikToks.
videos that we're gonna do.
Yeah, we'll just do a couple videos. Okay, let me pull those up. We have the glasses one, and what was the other one? The
eclipse one.
Oh, right, all those. Let me find those guys.
Amazing coincidences.
Amazing. Let's see if I can just find this guy real quick. No, that's medicine thing. Hello, chat. TikTok is still being a dingus, but whatever. Oh, the perfection one, right? Where the guy says,
yeah,
okay. Oh, this other one got deleted. They knew we were coming.
Which one got deleted?
One of the other Eclipse ones got deleted. Not the one with the X. Like there was the one where it was like the 2017 Eclipse and then the 2018 Eclipse created an X, and then that city, like the Antichrist is going to come from or whatever.
Okay.
So yada yada.
What are the odds?
Yeah, because what are the odds?
2 pathways that are not parallel would cross each other.
Yeah.
And that it would be somewhere on the earth.
Yeah. That can never happen. All right, so we'll do the Eclipse one first since we're on that.
Yeah, sure.
Shtick. Let me just stop this recording. Yes, stop that recording. Okay. TikTok picture in picture. Here we go. Start this recording. Okay, that one can just remux while we're doing it. All right. Was there any specific spot, or just from the beginning is good?
I mean, because he kind of makes 2 claims.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a way to capture both.
Yeah, I could skip to one. Let's see. Let's find the first. Did you celebrate Dingus Day? Ha!
What's Dingus Day?
I know. He's just calling me a dingus. Just a member. I'm the president of Dingus. All right, here we go.
Okay. The chairman of the Dingus Society.
We have a perfect eclipse.
Wait, let me go back.
Do you know why we have a perfect eclipse?
Why we have a perfect eclipse?
Yeah. We're the only planet in our solar system that has a perfect eclipse with its moon and its sun. How? How does that happen? The only way that can happen is if the distance between the Earth and its moon is exactly proportionally the same difference as the difference between the moon diameter and the sun's diameter. So, in other words, if the moon is a certain distance, right? If we look at the diameter of the moon is 2,160 miles. And that means that because the sun is 93 million miles away from us, the proportion of that 93 million versus the distance of 232,000 miles between Earth and the moon has to be the same distance, so 93.3 million divided by 232,000 miles gives you a number. It's going to be roughly 400 times. And the diameter of the sun has to be exactly then 400 times larger than the diameter of the moon. Mathematically, that's pretty improbable.
Yeah.
That would just happen. And by the way, when we look in the sky from our perspective, standing on Earth, we look at the moon. At night, on average, the moon is the same size, when it's a full moon, as the sun.
Yeah, proportionally look the same perspective from us.
Yeah, it's like a silver coin and a gold coin.
But if you ask the scientists, it's all by coincidence.
It's all by coincidence, right? I don't believe in coincidence anymore.
They don't believe they pops did nothing, boy. That's
yeah. So let me ask you this then: if we were going to make a perfect time system, how would we do it? If I could make a perfect time system and I had the knowledge, the ultimate knowledge, I would say, okay, let's look at the diameter of the sun, and for the time that the Earth is going around the sun, it should have a unit of measure that's somehow related to the diameter of the sun. So the diameter of the sun is 864,000 miles. How many seconds do we have in one day? So 864,000 miles. We have 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds. Multiply those together, you have 86,400 seconds in one day. Who created our time system of 86,400 seconds in one day? Oh, the ancient Sumerians. Well, we don't know exactly because they were the oldest civilization that we know about. But maybe they had it before then. So we're talking about the perfection of, for every second is 10 miles of diameter of the sun. For every second of one day is 10 miles of diameter. I mean, that's kind of perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, the sun's diameter is 865,000 and change.
Yeah.
So, okay, you already knew that.
Of
so
course,
that,
I
of
looked
course
that
you
up.
looked it up. Perfect. Okay, let's go to TikTok. Hold on, let me just adjust your camera a little bit. Go there. Oh, why did it go to Boomer versus Zoomer for everybody else? Hold on. Standby chat. USB capture. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, we're now playing BVZ. All right. Okay. Rolling. All right, we're good.
Okay. So it's a nice little bit of numerology and just complete logical nonsense there. There's two claims. Let's start with the eclipse first. So nothing is perfect. Nothing is exactly the same here. The apparent size of the moon varies over the moon's orbit around the Earth because it's not a perfect circle. It's an ellipse. And therefore, when the moon's a little bit farther away, it's a bit smaller. And when the moon is closer to the Earth, it's a bit bigger in apparent size, which we give in degrees of arc, like how much of the sky is it taking up. And it varies by about 14%, which is not nothing. That's a significant variability in the apparent size of the moon. The sun, also the Earth orbits around the sun and also in an elliptical, not in a perfectly circular orbit. And therefore, when the Earth is farther from the sun, it looks a little bit smaller. When it's closer, it looks a little bit bigger. And the apparent size of the sun varies by about 3.3%. Now, so these two ranges, these two apparent sizes do overlap each other a little bit. The average size is not the same. They're not identical. The maximum minimum sizes are not the same, but these ranges of apparent sizes do overlap. They are roughly the same. But that's why the moon, sometimes when the moon passes in front of the sun, you get a total eclipse where it covers the entire sun. Do I need to say that again?
Yeah, I might have it free. Just do it again. Yeah.
So sometimes when the moon passes in front of the sun, it's big enough in apparent size that it will completely cover the sun. You get a total solar eclipse. Sometimes the sun is bigger and you get what's called an annular eclipse. There's still a ring of sun around the outside of the moon. It doesn't completely cover it. So there's no perfection there. Nothing is exactly the same. They're just roughly similar. Is that a coincidence? Sure, it could be. Why couldn't it be a coincidence? And there's a little bit of what we call post hoc reasoning going on here. If you're picking out one astronomical feature that happens to have some kind of, similarity there. And you're saying, isn't that an amazing coincidence? That's too much to be a coincidence. That has to be intelligent design. But that's for every possible astronomical alignment that you could imagine, right? So why that one? You're sort of picking that one in retrospect because that's the one that has a coincidence of similar, not perfectly the same, but similar apparent sizes. It's way worse. His claim about the diameter of the sun is actually orders of magnitude more ridiculous. So he's saying this is really pure numerology. He's saying that the ancient Sumerians or whoever, in ancient times developed it's the Sumerians developed the 24 hours in a day of 60 minutes each of 60 seconds, right? And if you multiply those three things together, why would you do that? But if you, for some reason, multiply those three numbers together, you get 86,400, okay? And that happens to be similar to the diameter of the sun in miles. He says it's 80, he rounds it down for some reason to 864,000. It's actually 865,000 miles and change, right? It's not exactly 865, and it's not 864. So if you adjust it, right, he's going off on how perfect it is. It's perfect if you adjust it in the direction that I want to arbitrarily to make it line up, because it's not perfect. But not only that, think about this. The miles he's talking about were standardized in 13th century England, right? These aren't even Roman miles. Roman miles were 5,000 feet. 5,000, petus. They were like similar to feet. The 865,000 miles are in English standard miles, which are 5,280 feet. It's not even the same. So some powerful entity influenced the ancient Sumerians to develop a time system where if you, for whatever reason, multiply all the numbers together, you get a number that is 1/10 of the diameter of the sun measured in units that would not be invented for a couple of thousand years. And only one of the many units that we could, like, why not kilometers? Because I guess that didn't come up with a good number. Why not Roman miles? Why not the diameter of the moon or of something else? And why is this perfect time? What is the advantage? What is the utility of having 1 second equal 10 English miles roughly of solar diameter? We don't measure the time by solar diameter. That has zero impact on our experience or measurement of time. Nothing. So it's complete nonsense. You're just taking two numbers from astronomy that happen to be, one order of magnitude off. Again, roughly. It's 865 and change versus 86,400. And saying that, well, that's somehow perfect, which it isn't, and that somehow makes time measurement perfect, which it doesn't. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's pure numerology. If you search for things that happen to be, divisions of each other, or you lop off a zero, or they're close to each other in some arbitrary units at some arbitrary time, or whatever, you can find these alignments all the time. You should be able to find a bunch of alignments if you have the universe of numbers to look at. And then you could, in retrospect, say, look at that. That can't be a coincidence. That has to be by design. For what reason? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So this is all what we call anomaly hunting. You're just looking for things that happen to align. And then you, in retrospect, you cherry pick that one alignment out and say, that's too much to be a coincidence. It's like saying that somebody won the lottery. We call this a lottery fallacy. What's the chance that guy won the lottery? Well, it may be small, but what's the chance that somebody, somewhere, at any time could have won the lottery? It's very high, right? So if you say, what's the odds? In retrospect, say, what's the odds that the diameter of sun in English miles, for some arbitrary reason, is almost exactly 10 times the number of seconds in a day? It's like, well, I don't know. I guess that particular, what's the odds of that particular thing being true may be very small, but why that, of all the possible things? What if it were not 10 times? What if it were 5 times? Would that still be like an amazing coincidence? Would you say, oh, look, it's exactly 5? What if it were 100 times? What if it were 10 times in kilometers? What if it were 10 times in Roman miles? You could have made any of these and said, look, it's too amazing a coincidence. It's too perfect. And again, they have nothing to do with each other. So this is all a good demonstration of fallacious logic, of numerology, of pattern hunting, and then just infusing the whatever cherry-picked patterns we happen to see with some kind of implied or apparent meaning. It's all nonsense. I mean, come on. English miles.
I know. That was pretty funny. Like,
The
'cause in
ancient
meters, it's
Sumerians, all right, in 2,000 years, I forget exactly when we date that back, but it's like whatever. In 1,500, 2,000 years, somewhere in the world, somebody will develop a standard of measurement that will result in the diameter of the sun being exactly 10 times the number of seconds in a day. And that'll show them, that will, yeah, that's perfect. What an idiot.
Yeah. What a dingus. That's a dingus. If you
That's
see
a
one.
dingus.
That's a dingus. Right
He's
there.
the captain of Dingus
Okay,
Town.
yeah, thank you. I report to him. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get on to the glasses.
All right.
Glasses. All right.
Yeah, if there were no coincidences, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would require an explanation.
Can you clean that wire off to your right? I mean, I don't see it on TikTok, so it doesn't really matter, but we don't use the widescreen just for anybody on the YouTube who potentially watches it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, here we go. TikTok picture in picture. There we are. We're rolling, and we're rolling. Here we go. Wait.
Stop wearing glasses. The longer you wear glasses and cover up your eyes, the thicker your glass gets, because your eyes become worse. Your brain will adapt to the new thickness of the lens, and the eye will start to work less. Your eyes are muscles. You need to train them to become stronger. You're blocking the sun's rays from getting into the eyes. Whatever is in your visual field goes into the brain, and then the brain will then affect the central nervous system. So whatever you see is having an effect on your whole body. This is why they don't want you looking at the sun anymore, because the sun's rays can actually heal the eyes and heal the body. This is why they promote sunglasses, because sunglasses block the sun from entering into your eyes and awakening your pineal gland and stimulating the body's electrical nervous system. So when you watch the solar eclipse tomorrow, you don't need to wear glasses, just watch it with your eyes.
Oh, what? I don't know, not at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a compilation video of Steve face palming the eye, like right after the TikTok is done. Yeah, except I don't record that part. So that's just for you guys. That's just for people here. All right. We are rolling.
So I guess the rules of TikTok are you could make up whatever crap you want and present it as if it's authoritative, right? I don't even know where this guy's getting this stuff. He's like just making it up as it goes along because he could weave it into some kind of stupid story. But everything he said is wrong. Basically everything that guy said was wrong, right? So first of all, glasses don't block light from getting into your eyes. They wouldn't work if that happened, right? They would be black. They wouldn't block light from getting into your eyes. Glasses are transparent. They are, what do you call that? Glass, right? They're meant to transmit 100% of the light that goes through them. Unless, of course, they're sunglasses, in which case they are meant to either polarize the light or, to filter out some of the light so that you eliminate some of the glare, right? But still allow enough light in that you can see. What about the idea that the eye's a muscle that needs to be exercised? Well, so that's mostly incorrect. Most of the anatomy of the eyeball itself is not a muscle. There are muscles attached to the eye that move it around, but they have nothing to do with focusing light on your retina. The only muscle that has anything to do with focusing light on your your retina is the muscles that contort the lens of the eye, right? So the lens either bunches up, gets thicker or thinner in order to change the focus. The muscles that control the iris of the eye admit more or less light into the eye. So those are muscles that operate those two components of the eye. But the most people need to wear glasses because, especially if you're younger, like if you have nearsightedness or farsightedness, that's because of the shape of your eyeball, usually, right? That's the big reason. And if your cornea and your lens are focusing light either in front of the retina or behind the retina, and the lens is not enough, like with the lens alone, you can't get the light to focus onto the retina, that's when you need glasses. And that is just adjusting for the abnormal shape of your cornea or your eyeball. And so it's just returning it to, somebody who has vision that is not nearsighted or farsighted, right? So that's like saying that people who don't need to wear glasses have a weak eye because they're not exercising their muscles. The lenses are corrective lenses. They just make your eye function normally, right? As if it were they bring it into range so that you can focus the light onto your retina. So what he said, it makes absolutely no sense. And wearing glasses doesn't make your eyes weaker or doesn't make you need to use them more. The older people like myself, we need to wear reading glasses because our lenses get stiff over time. And as we age, and what happens is then you can't focus the light close up. So the near point that you're able to focus gets farther and farther away as your lens gets a little bit stiffer. That's called presbyopia. And therefore we need the glasses to bring that near point back in so that we can read, right? So that's why they're reading glasses. Again, they don't make your eyes worse. You know what makes your eyes worse? Getting older. That's why people may need to change their prescription over time. It's not the glasses themselves. And then he wraps it all up with a conspiracy theory about they, right? They don't want you looking at the sun, not because it'll burn your retina, but because they're trying to keep you from healing yourself with the healing rays of the sun that go into your eyes and then into your brain, which, by the way, is part of the nervous system. It's part of the central nervous system. But it's the main part, by the way. So that's just a nonsensical conspiracy theory. The reason why the public health, general wisdom is not to stare at the sun is because the sun will hurt your eyes. It'll burn your retina, right? And that's why, wearing sunglasses actually is helpful for you. If you consistently wear sunglasses when it's really bright out, that actually reduces your risk of developing lens problems when you get older, right? So it actually does preserves the health of your eyes to some extent. It reduces your risk specifically of cataracts. You may still get them, people get cataracts when they get older, but wearing, sunglasses to protect your eyes actually is good for the health of your eyes, reduces your risk of cataracts. So do it. There's no reason not to wear sunglasses. There's no reason not to wear glasses or contact lenses if you need them. And the eclipse, when you're in totality, yes, you can look at totality with the unprotected eye. Every other time, you need to wear the solar glasses or the eclipse glasses to protect yourself from the brightness of the sun. It's especially important when during a near total eclipse, when you have just the sliver of the sun, because the total brightness may not be enough to cause you to squint and look away and cause your pupil to narrow, but it's still bright enough, that sliver is still bright enough to carve out a little sliver of your retina. So it's really important to wear solar glasses or solar glasses or eclipse glasses when looking at the sun throughout the eclipse, except for totality. Totality, the sun is entirely covered by the moon. Look at that with your naked eyes. It's gorgeous. Just ignore everything that guy said.
Very good.
All right.
We got it.
We got it.
Mission accomplished, everyone.
Like, this is just making shit up video.
Why is everybody so obsessed with the pineal gland? Like, what does it do?
Because most people don't know what it does, and
regulates
so
hormones.
and it's been. But I mean, I remember hearing 50 freaking years ago that the pineal gland's the soul. That's where your soul is, or that's the center of consciousness. It's just a gland. It's just a gland. It's like a little pea inside your head. It's nothing magical or special, and just don't worry about it. It makes hormones. That's it.
Hey. Anyway, so that's it for Wednesday,
That's
everybody. We'll see you. I don't know if I can do Friday.
I don't. I'm traveling Friday as well.
Oh, okay, so yeah,
so probably no Friday. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Yeah, I might have to do it remote, but either way,
that's fine.
But either way, we can get some of the stuff done, and it'll be fun. Check out the TikToks that we have. Some new episodes coming out. Book your tickets for the 1000th show
coming up in August. In Chicago.
Yeah, in Chicago.
That'll be fun.
No eclipse there, but you could still see Bob. So there's that.
There will be Bob.
Yeah, there will be Eclipse coins.
There will be Eclipse coins,
So
as well
you
as
get
1000th episode coins. And,
That too.
And also just generic SGU coins.
Those special coins.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
And then there's more stuff that's coming down the pike, so to speak. Dr. Joe Rogan told me about how powerful. Yeah, well, he's a gland of a sort. So anyway,
That's like the adrenal gland, man. That's like
my
the center
God,
of
yeah.
consciousness. Don't mess with your adrenal gland.
You have Chicago. Oh, good, Olivia. We'll see you there.
We'll see you in Chicago.
And we'll see you in Chicago. All right, I think that's it. Any final things to say? We're good.
No, we're good. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Where's the end button? End it. End it all. There we go. All right, bye-bye.